Hey guys, Alina Rose again. I noticed that I had a couple more things to say about sleep, but this time it's going to be the things that I'd probably be less likely to share because they're just weird ways of falling asleep. Some of these I share with clients or tried myself and thought worked pretty well. Um, so most of this isn't going to be talking about medication or anything like that, but if you have any questions on that, let me know, and I can comment on that as well. But one of the top ways to fall asleep when you're having trouble would be to not try to fall asleep. So, literally trying to keep your eyes open, not letting them close. Saying, don't fall asleep, stay asleep, and keeping your eyes open and staring at something. If you really try to open your eyes, especially when it's darker and you try to focus on something in the room, your eyes start to naturally want to close. The air on them, just you naturally want to blink a little bit more. Be like, oh, come on, no, don't get tired. Stay awake. Stay awake. And you'll start to notice you'll start to fall asleep. That's one thing that might work for you, especially if you're the rebellious sort. So it probably could do that. Another thing that I kind of learned from my husband a little bit, but I've heard of vets doing too, if you have any history of trauma or any experience in the military or any sort of family structure that was all about following certain procedures, it might be helpful to you to use that to inform your wind down routine. Even literally telling yourself, telling your body it's okay to let all systems down. Even imagining if you were military, imagining some of the closing procedures that you might do. If you don't have experience in the military, but maybe have closed stores before, or there were typical things that you might do growing up that signaled that it was time to go to bed or time to clean up and kind of wind down for the night for more fun activities. You can imagine those kinds of things, or even kind of come up with your own internal wind down procedure checklist to get your body to start to relax. One that I use very often, there's actually two here, is to let yourself be hypnotized by your breath. So what you do is every time you breathe in and breathe out, on the out breath, you imagine your body getting heavier and heavier. So for each out breath, it's as if a bunch of weight was placed on your body and you're just sinking into the comfort of your bed. For those of you that go into weird mind warps like I do sometimes, I would sink into my bed and imagine myself falling into dreamland from there. So just kind of sinking into sleep. This can also connect pretty nicely with if you want to start sleeping, start dreaming first. This might look like kind of daydream, fantasy, whatever you want it to be. The way that I first started doing it was I thought about what my favorite food was and how happy I'd be if I had just an abundance to eat it, like practically had to save my life to eat my way out of a big container full of pasta, because I love pasta. Or if you really always wanted to walk a runway, imagining yourself like walking an awesome runway, everyone's looking at you, whatever it is that would kind of help you go off into dreamland. That can be, like, the more outlandish the better, honestly, so have fun with it. So those are pretty much all of my weird and wacky tips. There's a couple, with hot and cold, you can kind of cool yourself down before bed, but some people really like to be cuddled warm and tight, so those are other things, but I don't think those are too weird. A lot of people know some of those. So those are my most weird ones. I'd love to have you guys share in the comments what your weird, wacky way is of falling asleep, or if my comments weren't weird and wacky, if you've tried some of these and either they did or didn't work out. So I'd love to hear back from you guys and get some more ideas on topics to cover in the future. Great. Thank you guys so much.